Hello, happy CraftAlong Day. It is Wednesday, the 30th of April, the very last day of the month. Can you believe it? I wanted to say hi to everyone out there in YouTube land. And some of you, of course, are watching in the online store. Now, just let me quickly double check that I've got all the windows open that I'm supposed to have open, that it's all looking as it should look. I believe it is. Okay, fantastic. How is everyone today? I hope you're well. I can see we have a small group here at the moment, but I'm sure it's going to grow. Well, it says 15 people. Hey, Leslie. Hi, Marty. Haha, both Leslies. Hello, hello. Margaret, that's a really big step forward. Good on you. That's fantastic. Yeah, I bet it feels good to have done that. Getting out and, it's all part of getting that little bit of independence back, and it's so important, right? Good on you. Well done. Maggie's watching. Hello, Maggie. How are you? Marty, why are you sitting in the dark? No power? Oh, because that's part of the storms and things you guys were expecting. So they've hit then, I take it. Oh, dear. That's no good at all. Hey, Anne. Nice to see you. Hey, Joan. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, is it Melly? Hi. Hello, hello. And Linda is here. How are you going, Linda? Kerry, hi. Ah, Leslie. That's 3 Leslies. Yes. We're counting up the Leslies. Leslie in the UK. That's Leslie Kilby. Oh, it's even colder today. Yeah, it's cool here today too. Definitely on the cooler side. I've got my jacket on today. So yeah. Hey, Dolores. Midnight. Goodness me. Do you not sleep? Or are you a night owl? Some people just are. Hey, Denise. Oh, I should mention, I'm going to get started pretty quickly, but straight after this video at 3 o'clock, Denise is live. Now, normally she goes live at 2 o'clock, but she was very kind and said it was okay for me to go live at 2 o'clock and she'd move hers to 3. So isn't that nice? But if you are still after some crafting fun once we're done, and I would strongly suggest that you do this, go and check out Denise's video because she's got some wonderful creative ideas for you on her channel. So that'll be the next thing. 4 degrees. It's too cold, Maggie. Definitely too cold. Oh, hey, Judy. How are you? Hey, Jen. Nice to see you. Okay, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's ordered this month. If you did order this month, then you're in line to receive the supply pack for the May craft along. Okay, so the way it works is you always get the craft along packet sent the month after you've placed your order. So the ones that went out that look like this, did everyone get theirs? Everyone that ordered with me last month? These are people who ordered in March and have now received their April craft along packs. That's how it works. And you just need to place an order with me for over $60, and then you get a supply pack in the mail to make whatever our project is for the following month. And I never know what it's going to be. Usually I decide early in the month what the project for that month is going to be, and then that gives me time to order all the supplies and get it all cut up and sent out. Now, this month's a bit funny because I'm off on a trip next week. I'm leaving on Monday. And so that means that I've had to be very early with my craft along preparation this time. So I'm halfway through designing my project. Well, I've got it down to a couple of possibilities. So I have that done by Friday, and that way I can order all the products so that when I get back from my trip, I can sit down and cut it all up. So it's a process, right? Oh, you guys chatting about storms and things like that? The burglar alarm went off, Dolores. Oh, I see. So that's kept you up. That's what you're saying. That's why you're awake. There you go. Hello, Kathy. Nice to see you from Wisconsin. 11 p.m. Yeah, my husband is actually in Michigan right now. So, are you guys on the same time zone, or are you Are you the next time zone over in Wisconsin? Not sure. I need to check my world clock and see. Or you could just tell me. There you go, Marilyn. Marilyn's giving Denise a big thumbs up. She says she loves Denise's lives. Absolutely. She's got some great ideas. Goodness me. So lots of trees down and, oh gosh. Yeah, that's no good at all. Yeah, that's not good storm damage at all, is it? Right. Is he in Central? Well, I don't know. Is Michigan Eastern? I'm not sure. I have a feeling it might be Eastern there. And Wisconsin would be Central Time. Yeah, I think they might be across. I think that state border is a time zone change, possibly. I could be wrong. All right, let's switch over to the desk and let's look at what we're making today. And we're making a hexagonal puzzle card. It's not hard. It's really easy. But I'm going to show you two versions and how you can choose. I'll show you both versions so that you can make a choice right up front which one you'd like to do. So click over. Here we go. And here's our card. All right. So, oh, I just realized there is a die here. That's not meant to be there. Goodness me. Better put it back in its pack because I don't want to lose it, right? So let me put that back in here where it goes. There we go. All right, so these are the meant to be dies, and I'll leave that open because I'm going to show them to you in just a moment. This is what I'm calling the hexagonal puzzle card, and this was the original version, and I will put all the pieces in your bags if you've got supply packs to make this version, okay? Now, this version, as you can see, looking at it, looks almost the same. The difference here is this was the original card, and I made it so that it actually holds together and goes flat, because these pieces go under, and then this hexagon here in the middle is like free floating. So to put them back in, you just sort of lift the flaps and put the pieces back under. Does that make sense, what I've done? Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad I found it too. That was no good at all. All right, so it's 1 hour later there. Yeah, I thought so. Yep. All right, so oh gosh, there's a not a die, but a die cut. So if you were doing this one, the only question is, where are you going to write? Okay, so you could either write on the flaps inside. You could even put white pieces there if you wanted to write on those flaps. That would be fine. In fact, that would probably be my choice. The other option would be you could put a white piece on the back and write on the back if you wanted to. But the hexagon takes up a lot of that insert inside, so you will need to write possibly on the flaps. Okay, so that is how this card looks. Yeah, it's really cool. I really like the way it came together. Now, this is an alternate that you would use all the same pieces, okay, but this one is more just like a gatefold. Okay, so this piece just goes on top. So it's the same idea as this, except that the hexagon in the middle is secured here on the one side. I've used dimensionals to secure it so that it actually opens up like so. Does that make sense to everybody? So you have, yeah, it is a fun fold. I know, I was so pleased with it when I designed it and went, oh, that's actually pretty cute. I really like that one. So every now and then, some months I kind of copy other people's ideas and maybe change it up a bit and make it a bit more my own. Sometimes I actually get creative enough to actually come up with my own design, and that's what this was. So I was pretty excited. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that. You didn't cut your hexagons yet because you didn't know the sizes to cut. Yes, that is absolutely right. Well, let's go over that, shall we? Let's get our hexagons out first, and you guys can decide which one you want to make. I'm going to make the one with the attached hexagon, the first one that's hexagons attached in the middle. I'm going to do that one first, and it'll be a little bit different if you're doing the other version. Okay, so this hexagon, the white one here in the middle that is here, is the biggest one. It's not the biggest one in the dies. It's the biggest hexagon that we're using, and it's just double check myself. It is the second largest hexagon in this meant to be set. So I didn't use the largest one. The reason why is because this one, if you put it on here, is almost exactly the same width as your card. It might go over by a millimeter, but it's almost the same width. Certainly would still fit in an envelope. Whereas if I go up to the bigger one, that would stick out quite a lot. So I didn't want to have a hexagon that stuck out as much as that. Can you see that, how it would stick over the top? So don't use the biggest one, use the next one down. Okay, and then the one down from that, and also bear in mind that when you use these, it actually cuts a little frame, and then the big hexagon that you get out is actually the inside edge. So this frame here actually does cut a hexagon frame, which I'm not using on my card today. I'm just using this inside edge hexagon. Okay, the big white one is the second largest. The next one down, let me just double check myself again. Yep, is the next size down. So this is the third one down, and I use this one to cut all the other hexagons. Okay, so I used it to cut the B paper that I've got here on front. You could pick any of the papers. If you've got this Cute as Can Be designer series paper, it is so much fun. I really love it. If you have that one, then you certainly could use those. If you don't have it, you can substitute with whatever DSP you have. Okay, so this one is here. Okay, and then these guys are all the other hexagons. All right, so how many hexagons did I cut? I cut one of this one that's going on the front, and I suggest you make that a different design to the other ones. And then I chose my base is Bubble Bath. Okay, I could have also done Pretty in Pink. Either one would have worked just fine, but I chose Bubble Bath, just that little bit more lolly pink to me than the Pretty in Pink is a bit more. I mean, look at the difference. This is Pretty in Pink, and this is Bubble Bath. You can see, to me, this is like musk stick pink. For anyone who knows what I'm talking about, it's that kind of candy pink. So, you know, but either would work. Either are going to look fine. Okay. And then for this third largest hexagon that we're going to cut out, this one here, my main piece is on the front. And then I cut out one of this darker petunia pop one. So let's have a look at them. They're in our packs. All right. So one of the main focus piece, and then one of the petunia pop daisies, or you can substitute whatever one you like. It is Cute as Can Be, I know, right? And then two of the other one. Now, all that you need to care about with this is that you want these to be coordinating pieces. Okay, so I use the petunia pop background with the white flowers, and I use the white background with the petunia pop checks. So long as they coordinate, it doesn't matter which ones you use. Okay, but that's what I've used. Two of these, one of these, and one of these. So you have 4 DSP hexagons and then one larger white. Okay, so there we go. I hope that's clear. Does anyone need clarification further on that, or did that make perfect sense? I hope. Let me put that out of the way. Also in your bags, let's quickly talk about what's in your bags. You've got some silver edge ribbon, because I love the silver edge ribbon. It's one of my favorite things. The two versions that I did, so this was my original. Here is the silver edged ribbon tied on the front, which we'll get to when we're finishing our decorating. And then I also used some little glitter flowers. Now the flowers are these flowers here that are in the die pack, and I cut those out of Pretty in Pink glimmer paper. Okay, you could use whatever you like. For the other one, I actually used the bead trinkets, the little bead trinkets that I love these so much, and they are staying in the catalog. I'm so happy about it. The little bead trinkets, how cool are these? Who loves these? Is it just me, or are other people big fans as well? They are one of my favorite things. So super, super cute. And because they are gold, then the white ribbon with the silver edge, I didn't feel was the right ribbon anymore. So I used, this is new ribbon. Can you see this? This is one of my new favorite things. How gorgeous. It's called gold striped mesh ribbon. It is absolutely beautiful. And I have used it on my swaps as well for my incentive trips. So super, super nice. Hey, Vicky, how are you? So I know the bead trinkets are great. They are fantastic, Vicky. They are so, so cute. So, all right. So I'll put that one aside for now, and we'll concentrate on this one. All right. Let's have a look at what is in our bags, as I said. So you've got 3 little Pretty in Pink. These are just for decorating at the end. 3 Pretty in Pink flowers. Where's the other one? There it is. Ta-da. And then I've got my 4 DSP hexagons and my 1 white hexagon. I've got my card base. Now the card base, for anyone who needs measurements, it is 10.5 centimeters by 28 centimeters. If you are crafting with me and you're using inches, that would be 11 inches by 4.25. Okay, so that's your measurements for this piece. Now at the end of this, I do actually have a document with step-by-step and also the measurements for all the pieces of this card, and that is actually I'll be sending that to everyone who placed orders with me last month as well. So I am doing something different this month, and this is the bit where I take a deep breath, because I'm always looking at ways that I can improve what I'm doing, both to make my life a little bit easier, take some pressure off, and also to give my customers the best that I think, that I can give them. So I'm always providing service and support for what you guys need. So I've been doing a lot of research, and I've also looked at a lot of different things to see what you guys like. I've asked questions, I've done polls, I've spoken to people individually about what they like and what they don't. And I've decided this month and ongoing that I'm not going to be doing all the alternate card designs anymore. Okay, so I'm not going to be doing all of those with all of those extra tutorials. And this month was a good month to start that because I'm going to be going away, and so I'm short on time anyway. So this was a good month to do that. However, I do have other things that I'm going to be sending to my customers instead. They're still going to get the packets. They're still going to get the tutorial for the main card in a written form and all the measurements and everything as well. Okay, so those things will still be coming. Yeah, Cherie said she might be late today. So I haven't seen her, but she said she was hoping to be here on time, but she didn't know whether she would make it. And yeah, so I think that was what was happening. Hey, Linda from Minnesota, how you doing? So that's a bit of a change. And I say this with a deep breath because I hate changing things and possibly upsetting the apple cart, right? But that's what I'm doing. And I've also got some other things that I'm going to be introducing after I get back from my trip. So stay tuned for that. That will be exciting because I'm hoping to be able to add some extra things for you. So, so we've got lots of fun things happening. Hey, Sharon, nice to talk to you again. Who else have we got here? Nicole, how are you? I haven't seen you today. How are you going? How is Perth today? You're 2 hours behind us now, right? Now that daylight savings ended. And Donna's here as well. And Kay, hello, Kay. How's Danny? And we have Susan. Hi, Susan. Will this video stay on YouTube? Always does. This is a public video. Yes, it stays on YouTube. So you can go back and watch it anytime, okay? And also for my team, I will also send you guys the written tutorial for it as well. Yeah, thanks, Jen. I'm glad you said that. That's good to know. I haven't upset the apple cart too much. I've just got to make some changes. Some things have, changed in my life recently, and I just need to do a few things a little bit differently. So yeah, I'm taking away a couple of things, but I'm also introducing a couple of things. So, well, thanks, Jen. Me either. And that's why I've just got to work smarter, not harder, right? All right, so then we've got an insert. This piece is going to fit between here. Now, if you're wondering where to score your 28 centimeter piece, I did here. This needs to meet, let me show you. Needs to meet, well, not meet. It needs to have there's about 2 centimeters in the middle here. So there's a gap so that our hexagon can fit in the center. So I actually went through, and from each end, I scored at 6.5 centimeters. So I scored right there with my scoring blade at 6.5. Then I turned it around, put it back in, and scored it again at 6.5. Okay, so those two there are from 6.5 from the two ends. Okay, now if you were doing this in inches, you're going to be doing 2.5. Okay, so 2.5 inches, and then turn it around and do 2.5 inches. All right, so that's the measurements for those. All right, and then I've got my insert piece here, and this is 14.3 by 10 centimeters, and that piece is going to go right there in the center. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that down first up. I'm just going to use, you can use Tombow or seal or tape, whatever you like. Hey, Tanya, nice to see you. Oh, there you go. That's so funny, Sharon. Yeah, so your husband was saying, hang on a second, where are you going? Not going anywhere. We have a virtual date. That's what we have. So isn't it? It's nice that we can all get together in our own craft rooms, right? At our own laptops. All right, so I'm popping this piece straight there in the center. Have we got all the measurements so far that everyone can keep up with? Can you? It's it's cold and wet and windy in Wellington. Oh, me. That's no good. Well, I hope you can stay warm, Karen. Is it cold? You said it's cold, so have you got a way to stay warm? I hope so. All right, so this piece is going right there in the center, and I just realized I just dropped one of my pieces on the floor, so let me grab those. All right. Now remember that first of all, I am starting with the version that has the hexagon attached, like so. Is anybody wanting to wait for the other version with the gatefold? Or do you think most people are doing this one? Is anyone, put your hand up or say something in the comments if you're going to be doing the gatefold version. This I'm calling the puzzle card version, even though they're both kind of got a puzzle thing going on. Oh, hello, Dimity. Beautiful day up there, is it? Ah, that does sound nice, Karen. Crafting in front of the fire. How nice would that be? That sounds lovely. That's one of my favorite things about winter is, getting in front of a hot, a fire with a hot chocolate. That's my idea of fun. Let's decorate our hexagon for the center before we try and pop it in. Okay. You're going to get your focal, I'm calling it the main hexagon DSP piece, because this is like different to all the others. You want it to stand out, this one. Okay. So it's going to get glued because it's one size down. It's going to get glued here. Now, what's important, I'm going to say this a number of times. What's important is for all of our hexagons, they always have the point up. Okay. Points going up. Okay. That's really, really, you're doing the gatefold, Sharon? Okay. Well, we will do both. So that's no problems at all. Yep. You're hunting putty tats. Oh, see, I have that problem. I actually went and checked on mine not long before I started my video, and by the way, I'm gluing my smaller hexagon onto my white hexagon. That's what I'm doing now, so feel free to go ahead and do that. And I've got, so these bees do have a direction that they're going, so I need to make sure that the point is going towards the top, like so. There we go, like that. All right, and then we might as well go ahead and decorate the whole thing now. I've got my my little sentiment. Now I used the small sentiment from the beautiful butterflies, but you could use any small sentiment. So you could use, you could use the sentiment from this is the Stylish Shapes dies. You could use something. This one here is actually from the Unbounded Love dies. So there's lots and lots of options. You aren't stuck with one size. But any one that you might happen to have, this is the one I used from the Unbounded Love. It's got these kind of little funny ends. So that's the one I used from that set. But the one I'm using today, I'm going to use this one, and this is the one that's in your packets, is the small banner from the Beautiful Butterfly dies. These Beautiful Butterfly dies keep popping up. I've used them so many times. I just find them very, very, very useful. Now, I have from this one, I'm using the Hello from the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set, but you could use any small greeting that you might have. Any is fine. Okay, let me grab I'm using Petunia Pop ink. And I'm just popping that into my Petunia Pop ink, and I'm going to stand above this so I can make sure that I get the whole word on the banner. There we go. It's a really nice hello too. I use it quite a lot. Your cat's sleeping in her bed? Yeah. They all have their funny little routines, don't they? All right, so remember the point's got to be going towards the top. So that means this piece goes right across here in the middle. Okay, so it's not going to go this way. It's going to go this way. I want those points here. So then the rest of the hexagons will be orientated the same way. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals behind this. You like the gatefold best, Linda? Okay. Well, this is why I wanted to give you guys a choice so that you could go either way. All right, so let's put that right there in the center. All right. And then if you're decorating with the little glimmer flowers that I've given you, okay, then you would put those on now. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on. if you're using the bees, I find they don't have adhesive on the back, so you use glue dots to stick those on. And glue dots are actually bigger than the bees. Okay, so what I do is I put them on a glue dot and then I roll the glue dot sort of with my finger so it goes behind the bee, and then I stick them on with that. And that seems to work really well. Which ribbon do you guys like best? Do you like the gold stripy ribbon or do you like the silver white ribbon? Which one? Which one's the favorite? And let me get a little bit of glue behind each of these little flowers. And I don't want to put it right on a bee because that would be silly. So I'm going to make sure that I can still see my bees. And there's 3 different sizes, these little flowers. 1, 2, and 3. And another one up here. And then you've got that white ribbon with the silver edge in your packs. You like the gold ribbon, Donna? The gold does. That's why I changed it for the gold. When I used the bees, I thought, oh no, I can't use the silver ribbon anymore. But we have this beautiful gold ribbon. That will be nice. And it was. So I like both. But yep, exactly. I think that's right. I like both, but now that I've done this one, I think that the gold and the ribbon is my favorite, but I had already done all these ones and I still do like it. All right, so we've got that ribbon in your bags, and we might as well tie it and pop it on right now. I've given you enough that you shouldn't need to, you should have plenty to tie yourself a nice little bow, and you want your bow to be small. Okay, we do not want this to be an overwhelming giant bow. So what I do when I'm tying a bow like this is I pull the ends and then I tighten, and then I pull the ends again until it's nice and small and sitting nicely. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to grab a glue dot. So does everyone know how to correctly apply glue dots? So actually very easy. You find the glue dot, here's one right here, and then we put our ribbon, the knot of the ribbon, onto the glue dot and press it really hard with your thumb. Okay, and then you pull the whole thing off, and the glue dot will come with the bow, and that's going to go right there at that bottom edge of this. Okay, so looks lovely. I really like this look. That'll go this way, and this will go this way. All right, there we go. All right, now if you're doing the one where the hexagon is attached, okay, let me show you how it's attached, because we're going to build this attachment. It's actually very simple. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. Can we see this? You've got 2 pieces. You should have 2 pieces in your bags. Okay, these are, I think they're 3 centimeters. Let me check. Yep, 3 centimeters by 8. Okay, and there's one under here and there's one under here. All right, that's where they're living. I hope you can see that. I know mixed metallics are a bit of a trend, and it's okay. Like you said, Pandora do it, Nicole. You're absolutely right. But I'm a bit of a purist, and I prefer to keep my gold and my silver separate. I don't know why. And having said that, I don't know if you can see this. So actually, I would have to take it off. Around my neck, I wear a necklace, and it has, among other things, it has my mother's wedding ring on it. And I'll show it to you and you'll understand that it's okay to mix gold and silver. If I can get my necklace off, let me see. Here we go. Oh, that doesn't want to come off. There we go. So this is my mum's wedding ring. Can you see it? And it's 2 bands of gold on the outside and silver. Actually, I'm wondering if it might be white gold. I actually don't know. There's probably little letters or something on the inside, and I probably should know. But it says 18 karat. I know that. I can see that on the inside. But yeah, it's 2 gold bands, and then you've got your silver or white one in the middle. It's a bit hard to see under there, isn't it? You kind of see it there? There we go. And it's so tiny. It's so little. It fits on my little finger. I don't have very big fingers, but I could wear it potentially on my little finger, but I'm terrified it's going to fall off. So I wear it around my neck instead. So there we go. All right. And I'll put that back on later. Putting it in my mechanics tray so I don't lose it. Yeah. Yeah, it was really lovely. That was gifted to me when she passed away. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. And so tiny. All right, so we've got these two little pieces of paper, and what we're going to do, we're going to fold them in half. Okay, so this is just for people who are doing the attached hexagon, right? So you're going to fold that in half and do the same with the other one. Fold it in half, lengthways like that. And then we're going to get our bone folder, and we're going to fold it over so it's flat. All right, so now you've got two pieces like so. Can everyone see that okay? All right. Ah, could be platinum. Ah, there you go. I didn't know that white gold tarnished. I know silver does, but yeah, it could be. I don't know. I never thought to ask. I can't ask now. So, all right, so these are going to come this way. All right, you turn your hexagon over with the point at the top, and these two, the folded edges, are going to go here so that they almost touch. You know, you can have a millimeter or so between them. Okay, so I'm going to glue one down. Now for this, you could use Tombow, but I find you're better off with either tape or seal, something that gives you an instant bond, okay, rather than Tombow. If you use Tombow, you'll have to hold it in place while it dries, which is fine. If that's what you've got, that's completely fine. So I'm just going to put that down there. And the only thing you want to have is whatever distance is here is the same distance that you should have over the other side, or close enough. Okay, it doesn't really matter. No one's going to see it, but it's just going to be a bit more balanced. All right, so I'm putting some seal there. Little tiny gap, tiny gap between the two, hardly any. And then that's going to go there. So now you've got this bit that flaps up. Okay, so can you see that? Looks like a little birdie, doesn't it? Your mum had tiny fingers, so did mine, just so tiny. All right, so this is how it's looking. Okay, now this is going to end up on the centerpiece. So we open, so you want to be sticking it straight down here so that if I was to hold that there, and you can kind of eyeball it. So the 2 points of the hexagon are going to be like maybe a millimeter over the edges. Not enough that it wouldn't fit in an envelope. It's not going to cause any issues. If you don't like it, you could chop it off. Okay, but you don't have to worry because it's such a tiny amount. Okay, so you can see that when this is over, that center point is right there in the middle of the two. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over. And you can, like, again, use glue, any glue you like. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a lot of difference. If you're using Tombow, you'll just need to hold it in place a little bit so it can get a good bond. All right, happy with that. All right. So I'm just going to put this so that it's centered. I'm not going to push it down too hard yet because I'm going to do a little test with this to make sure it is actually in the right spot. Looks really good, looks perfect. So now I'm going to push that down. All right, so now my hexagon is in the middle like so, and this piece will flap under there, and this piece will flap under here. Does that make sense what we've just done? It looks quite nice just like that, even without the rest of the puzzle. Okay, it looks actually really pretty. Oh, hello Joanne, nice to see you here. Yeah, probably a jeweler could tell me. I actually have to have my own. This is my engagement ring, and I have to have it cleaned. It's actually meant to be a blue, like a pale blue stone. It hasn't been blue for years, guys. And it's got all these little tiny weeny holes at the back. Can you see? And I can't get in there to clean it. So yeah, I really need to get it cleaned. But, you know, one of those things you just don't get around to doing. So there you go. That's how it closes. And, you know, if you want to display it, you can lean it up against something if you want to. You could actually open it out. But, yeah, I think it's a cool closure because I like cards that actually don't flap open. That's just my take on them. I like a card that sits flat, right? So, all right. So then we're ready to decorate the rest and make the puzzle part of it. Okay. So the puzzle part of it, remember I said you need one of these and two of these. Okay. We need to make sure they're all facing with the point at the top. Doesn't matter which point, just pick one and go with that. Okay. This one is going to end up over here. And then I'm going to cut it in half. So we're going to cut it in half vertically from the point to the point. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So from the point at the top to the point at the bottom, that is the way you are cutting. That's important because this one cuts differently. So this one you need to make sure you cut from point to point, top to bottom. All right. All right. So what we do, this one here is going to end up on here. And this one here is going to end up over here. All right. So can you see how this is looking? All right. So we want to glue these in place. And I found Tombow quite good for this. Okay. So you can apply the glue to the DSP if you want to, or you can apply your glue to the card base. And I found it personally easier to do. I didn't even know what I don't know what sizes are. I don't know enough about sizes. Oh, toothbrush. That's a good idea, Kate. Well, there we go. Hey, Susan, how are you? Oh, there you go. Oh, that's okay. Well, you can't rewind right now because we're still live. Okay. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I used when I put this on because this is a different size to the white one. So what I did was I took that spacing from the edge of this one to the edge of the white, and then I did about the same amount of spacing again to the start of this one. Okay. And then I've got the point of this one and this one the same, this one and this one the same. Okay. I'm kind of ignoring the white. Okay. So let me put this straight on. I'm going to have, come on, glue, out you come. Oh, isn't this always the way? Let me just grab my other Tombow that I've got sitting here. That's better. Okay, so I'm just doing along there, and I'm just going to do along here. All right, making sure that, and if you do go over a bit, you might just need to wipe it with a paper towel or something like that to get off any excess if you end up with glue where you don't want it. All right, so I'm putting this so it matches up with the other DSP hexagon, and it goes over the edge here. All right, I'm going to do the same thing over this side. And I'm going to put that so it matches up with this side. So using the same amount of gap between them, like so. All right. Yes, sometimes I know some sizes are letters and some sizes are numbers for jewelry. I know that. I discovered that when my husband was in the US trying to buy an engagement ring for me here in Australia. So, all right, now we're going to cut these ones. All right, now once again, point goes towards the top, remember? And this time, instead of cutting from top to bottom, we're not going to do that. We're going to cut from side to side. Okay, so I'm going to get my trimmer and I'm going to put that side of the hexagon. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect because we're going to be cutting off the excess anyway, but just roughly half. All right, so this time we've gone, so now we've got a points going up and down, but we've cut horizontally, not vertically. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Hey, Sheila. A very, very cold, wet little island off the coast of Australia. Yeah. There was a bit of discussion about that the other night, or was it yesterday we were talking about that? All right, so I'm just going to do like a triangle down here, and I'm staying well away from the gaps because then I can put this into the right place and it's still going to be, so just make sure there's about the same amount of gap again between these, like so. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fill in those pink spaces all the way around. Is this not making sense to anyone, what I'm doing? good to know, Cheryl. Not too expensive, because that's always a concern. Right, like that. And then I'm going to fill the top ones up here. Oh, I just heard a train. It sounded like a steam train. We have a couple. I might do both of these at the same time. Why not? So this is going to go in that space right there. And then this one's going to go in this space right here. Has everyone seen this cute as a bee paper? It is so cute. I love it. I've been using it quite a bit because it makes me happy. All right, so that's what it looks like now. And you're thinking, well, that's a giant card, but it's not really. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get our good old trusty paper snips, and we're going to start. I'm going to turn it over, and I am going to cut, butt my scissors up against the cardstock and cut off that excess all the way around. Okay, if you want to, you could cut off the very tip of the hexagon. I'm not going to worry about it, but you could if you wanted to. There's a little bit of wastage with this, but I think it's worth it. So if anyone's wondering about the changes I was mentioning earlier, I will still be doing CraftAlong packets. You'll still get those for your orders over $60. If anyone wants to get the May one, you'll need to make sure you get your order in by the close of business today, because today's the last day of April. Okay, so definitely do that. If you are a member of my team, you'll also see the tutorial, the written tutorial, and all the measurements and everything will be emailed to you. Some of you already asked me for the measurements before, which I put a note up on our team group about this. So look, now we have a card that, look at that. It actually is the puzzle card. And it's actually all done. How about that? You have the bundle and you haven't opened it yet. You'll have to open it. It's so much fun. Oh, that's good to know, Cheryl. Thank you. I will definitely follow that up. All right, so let's talk about the Gatefold version. All right, let me see. How are we going for time? We're all right? Yeah, we're good. Okay. All right, so the Gatefold version is basically the same. Okay, I did actually, so I've got, let me put this. So this is the one that we've literally just created. Okay, these guys. All right, with that lovely, I like this closure. I think that closure is great. This one doesn't have a closure, so you can just open it. Okay, so same thing, except instead of attaching, once you've decorated your middle hexagon piece, okay, you're then going to close your card and you're going to put it so that this piece is right in the center of your gap. All right, let me grab one really quickly, and I'm going to show you. When I was doing designing for this CraftAlong, I did a few different things. I was mucking around. This is another version of a gatefold, like a little square front gatefold, and this is what they call a Z. I think they call it a Z fold gatefold. So that these pieces, it actually goes like this. So I've got my cute. Aren't these cute? So this is just a different version of the same idea kind of thing, but that was another one that I came up with when I was playing around. So I might do this another time for anyone who's interested. It was a bit of fun as well. So you can see it's a different style of gatefold card. Oh, that's nice. Denise and Sheila are having cyber hugs. We love that. All right, so just let's remember again really quickly. So this is like a quick recap. 10.5 centimeters is the halfway vertical point. 4.5 inches is the halfway vertical point in your US letter cardstock. And then this is 28 centimeters long, which is 11 inches. So there you go. That makes it US size almost. All right, and then I did my 6.5 centimeters, with my score. Make sure you score, don't cut, because it'll be very sad if you cut. You have to start over. So 6.5. All right. So then I would put my white insert inside. That's the first thing I always do. And then I would fold these in. I would use a bone folder. Like so. All right. And then you would get your, you know, your hexagons and different things. Okay. So I would get, just say I've got a, do I have one here? Oh, I do have one here that I was playing around with earlier, so I had a spare to show you how the closure worked if you wanted to see it, but I showed you anyway. But this piece here, all right, would end up right there, okay? Forget about this for a second, okay? Just think it's a white hexagon, okay? So when you're ready, once you've got to this point, what you would do is you would close the card and put the 2 points so it's right there in the center, okay? Decorate it up however you like, okay? And then I put, you can either do this on dimensionals, which I did for this one. I think that looks good. Or you could stick it straight down. But you only want to stick one side down, because if you stick both sides down, you're going to glue your card closed, and that's not good for anyone, right? So what you do instead is we would put a dimensional here and here under these two, because the point's at the top. So this straight edge here, a dimensional on this corner and a dimensional behind that corner, okay? And then I did 3 dimensionals down this part here, and then I stuck the whole thing down with my points in the center, okay? Then once I had that down and it was decorated, I then built my puzzle part of it exactly the same. You know, I got my two, you know, my 2 pieces here, and I got my extra pieces here, and I built my puzzle up exactly the same way as I showed you before. Okay, so you would do exactly the same thing, but instead of actually using this closure and attaching it to the bottom, you would just use a white hexagon, put your dimensionals on that half only, okay, decorate it up, and then add the rest of the puzzle. Does that make sense? Yes, I'm about to talk about that, Donna. Okay, so that's something I wanted to tell everybody. Okay, if you're not, okay, if you wanted to be part of next month's CraftAlong and receive the May CraftAlong packet, you will need to get your order in by the close of business today. Okay, however, if you don't need to do that, you might be then well worth waiting until, now is it Friday? I think it is Friday. Let me double check, because I'm pretty sure it's the 2nd and the 3rd. We have double reward points this weekend. This is the first time we've ever had this special, double reward points, and it's pretty exciting. Okay, it just goes on the 2nd and 3rd of May, so Friday and Saturday. Okay, and that's cool because rewards is a new thing for us. Okay, rewards started last month. Okay, I'm glad you guys like them. I'm so happy. That's fantastic. Thank you. So Donna, this is to answer your question about double rewards. Yes, Friday and Saturday this week, any orders placed will get double rewards. Now, don't forget, your orders need to be $35 or more to get rewards. Okay, but as soon as you're placing, so there's a couple of things. To get rewards, you need to have an online account, and you also need to have, let me look at you, because I feel like I'm talking with my hands right now, but I want to try and give you all the right information. Okay, so you need to place an order over $35, and you need to have an online account. So you can either get reward points when you place your own online orders through the online store for $35 or more. You automatically get rewards. You also need to have opted in for rewards. So double check that. If you aren't sure, if you're one of my customers and you're not sure if you've opted in for rewards, please reach out to me and ask me. Okay. The other thing that can work if you are not able to put your own order through is you can reach out to me and give me your order. I will then send you the cart that we've just populated with all the products that you want. And then all you have to do at your end, you'll get it by email. You confirm that you're happy with that, add your credit card, and send it away, and it's gone. Okay, that's how it works if you want to come through me to place your order, but you still need an online account for me to be able to send it to you. So you do need an online account. Does everyone understand that they need an online account for this to work? Okay, and I want all my customers to get rewards. I want you guys to be getting the very best value. So how the rewards work, you get 10% back in rewards for every order you place, okay, over $35. However, so just say you place a $100 order, you're going to get $10 in rewards that you can use on your next order, on a future order. This weekend, on the 2nd and 3rd, they're going to give you double reward points. So essentially, you're getting 20%. So instead of getting $10 back in rewards, you're going to get $20 back in rewards on a $100 order. I mean, how good is that? I think that's such a great special, and it's the first time we've ever had this because this is the first time that we've had the rewards to be able to do it. So this weekend, they're celebrating National Scrapbooking Day, and that's what the double rewards promotion is for. Okay, so who's in? I am in. I am definitely. I have an order I need to place, but it's not going to come. I'm not going to get it until I get back now anyway. So absolutely, I am. I'm very excited about waiting until Friday to put my order in, and it'll just come while I'm away, and that's fine. All right, so I'm just about finished. Does anyone have any questions about our CraftAlong project today? Which one do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the original closure with the hexagon puzzle card? That's A. Or do you prefer the gatefold with the opening gatefold card? Do you prefer that? That's B. A or B? I'd love to hear, and I'm watching the comments to see what people prefer. You've been making a list, Vicky. Yes, I know. I've got a few things I really want. So that's pretty exciting, being able to get double rewards. And it's this is kind of like the last chance, really, before the prices go up of cardstock and a couple of other things. The things that I've noticed that are going up, the cut and emboss machine is going up. And it's going from 227 to 244, I think. So it's a little bit of a jump. Punches are going up, and cardstock. Cardstock is going up quite a bit. So get in and get your cardstock. Also, if there's any last chance products, such as the, the in color, the old in color refills, and some of them are gone already, but there are some still there. I think, I'm just trying to remember. I know, so that's this set. These ones are going. Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, Wild Wheat, Copper Clay, and Pebble Path. They're going, okay? So you want to get in and get those. Sharon says she prefers B because people she sends cards to wouldn't be able to work out card A. That's funny. Some people are saying A, some people are saying B. Yeah, if you wanted to write more inside, B might be a better choice. That's a good point, Marty. Oh, you're very welcome, Denise. It's lovely to have you with us. I think I'm surprised, actually. I wasn't sure which way it would go, but we are getting more A's than B's. So, very good question. Laura has asked. So there is actually an update about this. There's a weekly update about cloud cover, and it's going to be available. It's a bit of a story, okay? It's not going to be the way of Pool Party. At least we have an answer with Pool Party. Sorry, not Pool Party. What am I talking about? Purple Posy. Do you remember Purple Posy? We've just waited and waited and waited, and it just never got released. Never got released because of the color not being right. Cloud cover is a similar kind of a story. They have problems with the chemistry, the makeup of the ink, not sitting right in the pads. But what they have discovered is it sits well in a felt pad, which we don't actually have, but not well in a foam pad. So, a felt pad, like when I talk felt pad, like the Memento pad, that's a felt pad, okay, not the bouncy foam pad. But what they have, a bit of a workaround, if you are a demonstrator, you'll be able to order it from the 6th of May as an ink pad, and I imagine they're going to sell out really fast. They're not going to get any further inventory of them. It's just going to be what it's going to be. There's just going to be enough that demonstrators only can purchase them in that size. I will get one. They said some of them might be okay. Some of them will be substandard. So just to be prepared for that. However, the re-inker will be released, and apparently they sit well in a felt pad, which means they're going to work well in the spots. So I'm buying uninked. That's one of the things that's going to be on my order this weekend, uninked spots. And I'm going to add cloud cover refill to the spots so I can use it in that way. Also, it's available in the markers. Okay, so cloud covers in the markers. So it's kind of a what's the word? That's exactly right, Margaret. Maggie. That's fantastic. Technically, you are correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, all right, Marty, I might make that extra card. Ooh, I've already recorded most of the videos for while I'm away. I was thinking, could I include that as one? But I've actually recorded most of those. I've only got 2 more to go. All right. How did we do today? Did you enjoy that? All right. So for those of you who ordered with me last month, keep an eye out on your inbox. You will get the tutorial with all the measurements, the products I've used, and the step-by-step written instructions. I've already got that document. This is it. And that will be coming your way in your inbox. You put all the in colors on ink spots. That's a great idea, Donna. Oh, you're very welcome, Nicole. That's Yes. Yeah, we were just talking about the troublesome new color, Sheila. That's what I was just talking about. So you'll be able to actually put the refills into Stampin' Spots. We just can't, it just won't work properly. Who knows? I don't understand the whole chemistry thing, but who knows why it doesn't work. It just doesn't work in the foam pads properly as it should. Do it when I get back. No stress. That might happen. We'll see. All right, you guys. Well, it's been lovely to spend some time with you. Don't forget, it's a couple of minutes from now, Denise is going live on her channel. So if you want some more crafting, you might want to go over and head over there. If you would like to order anything that you've seen today, or you wanted to place an order in the double rewards sale this weekend, then there will be all the details below the YouTube video. Straight after the video, I'll go in and add the store link and all that kind of stuff. The other thing you can do, you can head to my blog, and there's a shop now button there as well. So here's my blog. It's www.lookwhatimade.com.au. And that little blog there has a link that you can join my newsletter. It has a link that you can go shopping, and lots of other fun things, links to videos and all sorts of cool things in there. So go check it out. I hope that you will. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, you guys, it's been lovely spending this craft along video with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. There will be a video on Friday evening. And of course, we'll be halfway through our 2-day double rewards sale at that point. So that's all very exciting. See you all again soon. And I'll be back on Friday night. Thanks, guys. Bye.